My father, my mother, grandmother, my cousin, and my brother.
Okay. So let's play a game. Pretend you're 16 years old again and you're at a party with your friends and somebody offers you a cigarette. So, do you take the cigarette? When we're 16 years old, we really don't realize the importance of this decision, but according to tobaccofreeflorida.com, tobacco kills 1 in every 3 people that use it. So, choosing yes or no is really like playing a game of Russian roulette. Flash forward a decade later, and one of your friends, maybe even you, is going to lose. Due to the chemicals found in cigarettes, smoking has been proven to be detrimental to your health. It shortens lifespans, causes disease, and it even endangers those around us. I remember when I was younger, my disgust for cigarettes started very early on. I even found a pack of my grandfather's cigarettes one time on the porch, and I threw them out in the garbage, hoping he wouldn't notice. He eventually did quit cold turkey, but from that point, I already knew that I hated cigarettes and I wanted nothing to do with them. So if you smoke or you know someone who does, the following facts just might interest you. In this speech, we are going to get the facts on some common smoking myths. We're going to find out how smoking affects you financially, and we are also going to take a look at a worst-case scenario. There are so many facts about cigarettes that let us know that it's terrible for your health, but it's very difficult to assume which ones are most important. So I think I've narrowed it down to the 3 biggest myths that you need to know today. Myth number 1, I've already done so much damage from smoking, so there's no point in stopping now. In fact, many of the effects from smoking are reversible. According to the CDC, lung function actually begins to improve just 2 weeks after you stop smoking. The second myth is, as long as I'm not the one who's smoking, that's all that matters. In fact, we need to push for smoke-free environments. Florida has done a great job with this by banning smoking from hospital, surrounding areas, from schools, as well as restaurants. And the reason is because 49,000 tobacco-related deaths, and these are deaths, not just illnesses, are due to secondhand smoke exposure. These are people that are not even placing cigarettes to their mouth. They're just around others on a daily basis that are smoking. Lastly, cigarettes aren't as bad as they used to be. A lot of people are convinced that due to all the negative advertising about cigarettes that the cigarette companies actually care and that they've changed their products when in fact they have done nothing of the sort. Tobacco smoke actually contains 7,000 chemicals, hundreds that are toxic, and almost 70 are known to cause cancer. 2 of those major chemicals are formaldehyde, which is used to embalm bodies, as well as rat poison. So if you're not interested in any of those chemicals, I would not recommend smoking today. So now that we know that cigarettes are damaging to your health, what about your wallet? According to the CDC, annual cost for pack-a-day smokers is around $2,000 a year. And a pack-a-day is not that exaggerated for a typical smoker. So what could you buy for $2,000 a year? For families, a family of 4 could visit the Disney parks for 8 days. For men, you could buy 5 brand new PS4s, and for women, you could buy 6 brand new Michael Kors bags. So if only these negative effects were just simple and this superficial, but unfortunately they're not, and the next image may be a little bit disturbing. This represents the true cost of smoking. This man is Brian Lee Curtis. He was from St. Petersburg, Florida. He was a father of 2 and a husband. He died at 34 years old, June 3rd, 1999. He was actually working with journalists to get his story out there about the negative effects of smoking, but he didn't make it in time. Brian was diagnosed with lung cancer, and he passed away just 47 days later. These two pictures are just 10 weeks apart. This is Brian with his son, and this is 10 weeks later, Brian, his son, and his wife as he's on his deathbed. So we have to think about smoking. Who and what will you leave behind? Who are you leaving behind? Kids, your spouse? In Brian's case, he was young enough that he was leaving parents behind. Friends, what are you leaving behind? According to the National Funeral Directory, the average funeral in the U.S. costs around $9,000. Can your family afford that? Your family would also now become a one-income family. Can they afford to pay their bills? Will your wife or your husband have to get a second job because you couldn't stop smoking? And what legacy are you leaving behind? Unfortunately, children who grow up with family members, especially close family members that smoke, they're 2 times more likely to start smoking themselves. So there's a big chance that you can actually cause your children to begin smoking as well. So today I ask you to act now. If you've started smoking at one point in your life and you stopped, I applaud you. You've done the correct thing. If you're still a smoker, I ask you to make today the day that you quit. I know it's difficult and there's a big journey, but it's definitely rewarding in the end. And if that's too much to ask, I at least ask that you consider it and visit tobaccofreeflorida.com. A lot of the statistics that I represented are from that website, and you can find all sorts of free advice, information, and support groups all over there, videos, everything you would need to have enough support to stop smoking today. Thank you. I have to show everybody. Ta-da. Okay.